Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Well, I'm using my new cup. I just left my friend's viewing a little bit ago, and it was very sad. Her funeral is tomorrow. The line to get up to the front was like an hour and a half long. And she was part of this group of women that I knew. And so they came over and they stood with me for a while, and I talked to them for a long time. And then they're going to be at the funeral tomorrow, so I'll see them tomorrow as well. And then one of their husbands who I know, he like stood, and he was so nice, because I didn't really know anybody there except for her daughter. I mean, I knew her husband and her other son, but like her daughter was really the reason that I had gone, you know. And so he like stood with me through the entire line, and we talked, and it was so nice. He was so nice. But then I got up to the front, and right like as I got up to the front, like her daughter left to go like hang out in the break room for a little bit, I guess, or something. And I talked to her, one of her friends, and she's like, she's taking a break for a little bit. So I'll see her tomorrow. And then I went up to her son and husband, who I know, but I don't know them real well. And I just like lost it. I just like completely lost it. But and now I am on my way home to feed the pups, and then I'm gonna eat something. Alex is going over to Sarah's. They're doing like this like moving thing tonight, like packing stuff up. And it's like Alex, Sarah, and like two of her friends. And I was gonna go over there too, but I'm like thinking I wanna just be at home with the dogs tonight. I'm just feeling very silent and very still. So I came over here to Trader Joe's because they have this like wrap sandwich that I really like. So I just got a bunch of crap to eat. I got these quinoa, now I know how to pronounce it, and black bean tortilla chips. Don't they look good? And then I got this hummus that is called 3-layer hummus, traditional, cilantro, jalapeno, and spicy. It looks really good. You see it, how it's like a dip, you know? And then I got these cookies. I'm feeling like comfort food tonight. And then I got the sandwich. This is what I like. The veggie wrap with hummus. It's so delicious. And then I wanted some soup because it's so cold outside. It's 27 degrees. I guess it's warmer than it was yesterday. So I got, the last time I got this like curry soup, this carrot curry soup, and it was good. But it was kind of sweet. I wanted something kind of like more spicy. So I got, anyway, I wanted something different tonight. So I got this tomato feta soup. And it is slow simmered tomatoes finished with feta cheese and a touch of cream. And then I got this cold pressed Fuji apple spiced cider with cinnamon and clove. Doesn't that sound so good? I think I'm gonna open. I want to taste the cider. Ooh, I'm losing everything. Their prices are pretty reasonable. I mean, I got all that food for like 20 bucks. I think I want to taste this, so. And then I'll save the rest for when I get home. Oh, it smells so good. Oh man, that is delicious. That is really good. I'm becoming like, and I have my creed that I say for special occasions, but life is short, so I have on these black pants and these kind of cool shoes. I went today to Macy's and I bought a pair of black pants and a pair of blue pants, and then I got a black sweater, and they were all that Alfani brand, and they were all on sale. So I got those three things. One to wear tonight. Well, this sweater I wore tonight, I got this last year. with the black pants. And this is actually kind of like navy blue, but it went better with the black pants than it did with the blue pants. And then I got the black pants and the black sweater for tomorrow. But I may just wear these pants again with the black sweater that I got for tomorrow. We'll see. I may just wear this tomorrow. Like, I may just take this off and put it right there to wear. Because really all I did was stand in line and talk to some people. These women were so sweet. I love them. They're all just so awesome and just so real and down to earth and genuine, you know, and like I was asking what had happened, and they started telling me kind of like the breakdown of what had happened. Well, one of them did, and that was there through the whole thing. And that she had to have like all of this fluid removed from her, I guess from her liver maybe or something. It was something from the medicine or whatever, and that it just was very quick. And her husband was awesome, and he was like, you know, he said we got 9 more years than we thought we were gonna have. So I guess that she had been diagnosed 9 years ago. But anyway, I was sitting there and I was talking to these women. They had watched my vlog. They're probably watching it now. So if you guys are watching it, you know who you are. I love you. And I feel so blessed to have you women in my life. I think that one thing that I was reminded of today, you know, is that like whenever I go to a funeral or a viewing or whatever, or somebody that I know passes, it's like, I'm always like so reminded again of like how short life is. Like, you know, like, I mean, life is really, really short. And it's like, if you know that you only have so many days left on this earth, what do you want to give your time to? What do you want to give your energy and your attention to? And, cause it's a choice, you know, that we all have. Do you want to give it to something positive? Do you want to give it to something negative? And so I think it was a good reminder of that, you know. Where do I want to spend my energy? Where do I want to spend my time? And I'd rather spend it with the love and the positivity and the compassion and you know, they were all asking me questions about like YouTube and stuff like that, and I just want to say, you know, to all of you out there that watch this channel and all of my channels, you know, thank you for making my dreams come true on a daily basis and allowing me to do this, you know. I love it. And I don't ever want to lose sight of what I love about it. You know, I was thinking today how hard it must be to lose people around the holidays. Like, you know, my mom died in May. My aunt died in January. My uncle died in the summer. I'm almost positive it was the summer. I think it was like July. Maybe? I'm pretty sure. So like I haven't lost anybody, you know, like near a holiday recently. I just think it would be so hard, you know? I got to see this woman that coached me playing tennis when I was like in elementary school today. And she came up to me and she just looked at me and she said, "You look really familiar to me." And I said, "You were my coach when I was 8 years old." If you haven't heard me talk on here before about tennis, like I when I was younger, I trained to play tennis competitively. And she said, was I really? And I said, yeah, and I told her who I was, and she knew my dad, which was funny. She's like, oh, I know your dad. She said, is your dad? And I said, yeah. I said, that was 40 years ago. And she just looked at me. I said, are you still playing tennis? And she said, oh yeah, every week I play tennis. She's got to be in her 80s now. It goes so fast, you know? It really goes very fast, all of it. I say this a lot on here, but it's like, I just sometimes wish that you could just slow it all down, you know? Like, I was saying to these women who are like, were much closer with her than I ever was. I was saying, you know, like, the last time I talked to her was a couple months ago, and we had like this really great conversation on the phone, and she had me laughing, and, you know, and I said, I don't really know why. Like, I mean, I'm hit so hard by this one, you know? It's like, they were so sweet. I just started crying, like, while I was standing there talking to them. And, like, I think, as you probably know by now, as you see right now on video, I'm not ashamed of crying. It's not something that I'm embarrassed of. So. I'm like in my head. Just in my head, you know? Recently in my videos, I don't know why, I feel like I'm getting it like on every single one of my videos. Like, here's what's interesting to me is that, like, I'll talk about something in a video and then it'll get like spun or turned in a different way, and I'm always interested in why, like, oh, well, that's interesting that somebody's bringing that up. But like, I've had this question come up a couple times in the comments recently, and I've also like seen it on Twitter, and just because I don't want to be misleading, but I've also already addressed this in here. People keep on asking me if I, like, you know, if I still smoke cigarettes. I never said that I quit smoking cigarettes. I'm not really sure where anybody got that impression. In fact, I can remember the last time that I talked about it in a video, and I said I smoke from time to time, sometimes more than others, sometimes every day, sometimes not. I'm 47 years old. If I want to enjoy a cigarette, I'm going to enjoy a cigarette. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm also not proud to be a smoker. It's not something that I want to flaunt in my videos. I'm not proud of it. I think it's extremely unhealthy. It's, you know, I mean, the lesson's not missed on me. I just said it to these women that I was standing there, you know, that I was talking to, that, you know, I have a friend of mine that just passed from cancer. It's not missed on me, right? Like how unhealthy it is. But I'm also not going to be, you know, a BS artist. So when people come on and they're like, oh, how did you quit smoking? I never claimed to quit smoking cigarettes. And trust me, if I did full time, like completely never had another cigarette, I would make a video about it and I would talk about it, how I did it. That video doesn't exist, so I haven't. I think it is not a great habit. And it's not something that I'm going to flaunt, you know what I mean? Like, so, but I didn't want anybody to be thinking that I was like trying to disillusion people by acting like I was one way when I wasn't, you know. I don't have a problem talking about my things on my, you know, I don't have a problem talking about things in my life that I would like to work on better, like my eating habits or whatever, you know. I don't have a problem talking about those. These are all things that I talk about with my sponsor on a regular basis, or other people in sobriety, you know, whatever. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm misleading them on that. And I actually addressed that in a video. I said almost the exact same thing I said right now, and I don't know how long ago that was, but I don't also feel like I need to come on here once a week and report on it again. You know what I mean? That's a pretty serious thing to me, so if I did quit, I would talk about it on here. But I'm also not so much of a heavy smoker that I feel like it's something that I need to talk about on a regular basis. But that's just my 2 cents about it. But I just wanted to put that out there because I did get a comment from somebody yesterday and they were asking me, and I've noticed that it's come up a couple times recently, and I was like, okay, well, let's just address it in the video. Just like the Florida thing, people have been asking a lot about the Florida thing. We are actively looking for places in Florida, more so than we were a year ago, but there's a way that it would have to happen, and there's a way that we want it to happen so that we can keep our condo here, so that we can go back and forth because our family's here and our close friends are here. You know, we both are at a point where we would like it to go back and forth. Now, I'm in a position to do that. Alex isn't necessarily with his job the way that it's structured right now, but he is working towards that. So that is something that probably in the next year or two will happen. There are also certain places that we want to be in Florida. I mean, we want to be in South Florida, but the reality is that some parts of South Florida are extremely expensive. You know, from like looking at one place to the other, it could be a difference of a couple $100,000. Well, in a perfect world, I would have that kind of money, but I don't have that kind of money, you know, so. No, I mean, we're looking at places actively. It's more of a reality now than it was a year ago. Like, it will happen. We will not be moving permanently. It will be a going back and forth kind of thing, but it will be where we're down there for a couple months and then we come up here for a couple months. It will be that. There's a lot of things that are really important to me. Like when we start that transition, I'm going to want to go down there and spend some time going to 12-step meetings and building a recovery group down there. Like, that's vital to me. You know, I've been actively, with the exception of 4 years that I didn't go to meetings, I've been active in a, you know, 12-step program for 21 years of my life. So, like, that's a necessity to me. So before, and he knows that. And so before we go down there, like, that's something that, you know, is really important to me. I think, I'm like real emotional today, so I don't know that I really want to talk about this, but I think we're kind of like in this limbo right now with PB. Like, it's like, we don't want to be in a position where we're going to like get a place and then put him in a car for a 20-hour drive back and forth, you know, like, so, you know, it's one thing to leave him with Tanya. Like, he loves being there. He does very well there. Boo and Tucker love being there. They do very well there, you know, but it's a different thing like being in a car for 20 hours, taking him to a place he's never been before. He's starting to get, I mean, you can tell that PP's older. You can tell that, you know, outside of just having heart disease and stuff, he gets confused quicker and he gets tired quicker. And so, you know, I wanted to vlog earlier today and vlog some, and I was thinking to myself, I probably shouldn't because it'll probably come across as kind of sad. But that's okay. I don't necessarily guess I feel really sad. I just feel real introspective right now in my life and, you know, going forward and... life to look like. I've been really thinking a lot about that in the last 2 days. know, it's interesting, I think that, like, around the time that somebody passes, it's like everything seems very, like, almost in neon, if that makes sense. Like everything, like, you look at your life in a different way, and this is that, and this is intense, and that's intense, and this is intense, you know, everything seems real intense. And then it's like you pull back after a day or two, and you're like, no, it really isn't any more intense than it was 2 days ago, right? Like, it just isn't. But it seems like at that moment it does, right? It's like, I'm not taking, you know, this shit anymore, and you know what I mean? Or it's like you start sobbing over, like, some Netflix show that you're watching about a horse, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, all of a sudden, like, everything has this intensity to it. When in reality, it's like, it's just not as intense as I mean, then life goes on, you know, and then you realize that, and, I remember walking out of the hospital room, like, the night that my mom passed away, and, like, you literally could have come up to me and looked at me and said, like, World War III just started, and I would have looked at you and been like, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I think that one thing that death does for us, you know, they say that it's a common equalizer of all humans, but I think that one of the things that it does for us is that it really puts our life in perspective. You know, other people's deaths, I think, really put our own lives in perspective, if you allow it to, you know? Alex and I were talking a lot about it, like, earlier today. We were talking on, you know, the phone, and about things that matter and things that don't, and I think it really puts our lives in perspective, you know? So, anyway, I'm gonna go home and feed the pups and put my stuff away till I'm ready to eat it. I was thinking about maybe doing a live stream later, but I don't know how I feel about that tonight. Sometimes I kind of have to get worked up to do it, you know, and be like, okay, I'm like tuned in to talk to people now and stuff, you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel it and sometimes I don't. So we'll have to see if I feel like doing that tonight. And if not, then I think I'm just gonna kind of, I want to finish my book. I haven't finished my audiobook yet. I keep on thinking I'm gonna finish it, and then I don't. And I want to finish it. So, Let It Snow. It's so good. I want to watch the movie. Last night, I told you this. I watched some of Dragula last night. I'm obsessed with that show, Dragula. You guys, it is so good. If you like RuPaul's Drag Race, you will love Dragula. But it's spookier. It's just like spookier queen kind of stuff. I don't know how they identify themselves. I think as spooky queens or something like that. But anyway, it's just a little bit scarier. But it's like, I mean, not scary, but some of it is gorier. The makeup artistry, some of it is gorier, but it's beautiful. I mean, even then, it's like they're so good at what they do. I almost kind of think some of them are better than the RuPaul's Drag Race girls, like by a landslide. Like, just some of their, I don't know, their creativity and the ways they think, it's just like incredible. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I'm almost at the end of my 23.5 minutes anyway, so I'm gonna get off here before it stops, and I will be back in just a little while. Bye. Okay, all the pups have had dinner, and I'm getting ready to eat my dinner. My stuff is sitting out over here. Some of it's in the refrigerator. Getting ready to do all that. This stuff has to go. This is what I was gonna take upstairs for my cologne from the advent calendar. But I wanted to show some things, because I'm trying to clean up here just a little bit. I wanted to show some things that I got recently in the mail. So, hold on please. The first thing that I got, this was from Allison. And Allison, I feel like there's something missing here. Hold on, she said, okay, wait. Okay, so, Allison sent me this little guy, and there's like a whole story behind it, which is very, very personal. So I don't want to share this, but look at this. So if you don't know the story with my mom, I always said that if my mom came back to visit me, it would be the sign of a cardinal, which this is a cardinal. Isn't that very, very cool? So I love this. I love this. This means a lot to me. And then she also sent me this. I feel like this is somebody else. Maybe not. if I left something out, I think, okay, so it's a book, and it's called The Chai Factor, and that's because, like, Josh was talking so much about chai when we did the video together. So, anyway, Allison, thank you so much. That was so sweet. I really, really appreciate that. Okay. And then the next thing I want to show is this is stuff that I got today. Okay, this is what I got today in the mail, and here it is. This is going to be perfect. I just put all of... So I have a bunch of lip balms out in a bag, and I'm going to be doing this huge lip balm review here on my review channel soon, which is so kind of apropos that I got this in the mail. So this is from Tina. Tina sent me this, and she said, you are the bright spot in so many of my days. I absolutely love your channels, and I relate so much to what you say because we are the same age and from the same area. I saw these different lip balms, and I had to get them for you. I'm not sure if you ever tried any of these, but I hope you get some use out of them, and they taste yummy. So thank you so much, Tina. I am so excited. I don't think I've had, well, so I bought the Sour Patch Kids ones. I have a whole bunch of those. That's the only one out of all of these that I don't, or that I have. So let me show you these. These are very, very cool. She got me a Twizzlers one, and then she got me a Jolly Ranchers Grape. And then this is the one I'm most excited about trying. She got me a Twinkies flavored lip balm. Oh my god, I'm so excited about that. And then she got me an Icebreakers, like the mint. That one will probably be really nice, actually. And then she got me a Cupcakes one, that Hostess Cupcakes. And then she got me a watermelon flavored lip balm Jolly Ranchers. And then she got me the Oreo flavored lip balms. So that one's going to be really cool too. So Tina, thank you so much. That will be in my hair on my sweater. Don't know where that came from. No lipsticks, please. So that will be in my review video when I do that. So I'm gonna pull that together. But I just wanted to come on here and show that I'm trying to clean up. I'm also doing a Rich Lux giveaway from like his new lips stuff. Sitting right there. I don't know which day I'm gonna be doing that on that. And then I have the stuff to send off. I'm trying to like clean up everything around this house so it isn't so crazy messy. But anyway, yeah, that's about that. And I don't know what else to say. Called my friend Valerie and talked to her. So everybody say hi to Valerie. She has been... she's getting cabin fever because she broke both of her legs, and now she's in a boot in one, but she can get up and she can walk around, and she's like wanting to get out of the house and stuff. So I called her tonight, and so I was like, do you want me to come pick you up, and like I can take you like, you know, anywhere, to the kennel, or to the kennel, that's Tanya, to the casino or whatever. And she's like, I don't know if I want to leave or not. So if she ends up wanting to go, I'm going to take her to the casino and get her out of the house and have a little bit of fun later. But if she doesn't want to, then I'm just going to listen to my audiobook. So anyway, she said if not tonight, maybe some other time. So, anyway, so yeah. And Alex was just texting me about his friend there over there, and his friend, she got some psychic reading, and it was like fantastic. So he's like, we need to go to this person. I'm like, yeah, tomorrow, I'm ready to go. So anyway, that's that, and I will be back in a little while. Bye. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm back. I just finished eating dinner. I'm like looking through my bag, trying to find all this stuff. I just finished dinner, and I was watching an episode of Dragula. It was episode 5. Season 2, episode 5. I don't think season 1 is on Netflix, but I think season 2 and 3 are. So, I'm really into Dragula, but I'm like watching it so slow. Which is kind of how I am with any show anymore. But anyway, and then I finished the 5th episode and I turned it off, and I was watching Pitch Perfect, the first one. I love those Pitch Perfect movies. I know they're so stupid, but I love Rebel Wilson. There's something about it. Those movies are just so funny to me. I just was like sitting there, and I was texting Valerie. I texted her because I was like, okay, if she wants to go to the casino, I'll take her to the casino tonight, because I want to, you know, help her get out of the house and have some fun. And she's been, you know, up in the house for weeks now with 2 broken feet. But I guess now she can walk on her feet. She can walk, but she just has a boot on one of her legs. But she did have a boot on both. So I guess she can get up and walk around. Now, I told her like 2 weeks ago, I said, if you want me to take you to the casino, I'll put you in a wheelchair and wheel you around while we're there. I don't care if you want to, just to get you out of the house for a little bit or whatever, go shopping, you know, whatever you want to do. So I texted her and I really thought she was gonna say, I'm just not feeling it tonight, because she kind of acted that way when I was talking to her on the phone. She was like, well, I'm not sure if I want to or not. And I said, okay, well, whatever, just let me know. And if she had said no, I was gonna lay down and take a nap. Because I'm feeling kind of dream world. But anyway, she said yes. She was like, I miss you. So I was like, okay, let me go vlog now, and then I will pick you up. So I'm vlogging now. It is 9:59 p.m. and then I'm gonna go pick her up. Well, I'm gonna vlog now, go home and change. I think I'm gonna try to, I put this t-shirt on when I was just like sitting there eating. I think I'm gonna try to look a little bit nicer tonight. I mean, not that it matters at the casino. People literally come in there in their pajamas. And maybe we'll get some coffee on the way up there. She's a big coffee drinker too. So maybe we'll get a cup of coffee like through McDonald's or something, and then we'll just talk and stuff and catch up. Be nice. Be fun. I've got to go to the post office and mail this thing. And what else? I think that's it. Alex has been sending me videos of them packing stuff for her move. By the way, if you guys are watching this video, I rarely ask about this on my vlog, but could you like this video? I would really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up. This person is like riding my tail. Why don't you just, like, that lane next to us is like completely over. Why don't you just... Damn, they have some more to go, I guess. But anyway, if you could give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. YouTube unsubscribes people from my channels a lot. I get so many messages from you guys being like, weirdly, it doesn't really happen on this channel very often, but last week I got a message or a tweet from somebody saying that they were subscribed to my channel and now they're not anymore. So, I don't know, just check from time to time. Please and thank you. It's actually a degree warmer now than it was. It's supposed to get warmer throughout the week. I need to wake up a little bit. Once I change and I get home and I pick her up, I need to brush my teeth. I pick her up and get a cup of coffee, I'll be fine. I'll be ready to go. I was just listening to that Home for the Holidays, slice of pumpkin pie, or whatever it is. I was listening to it. It's like, I've been listening to Christmas music so much already. I'll be so worn out by it by the time Christmas rolls around. I love Christmas music though. I need to figure out when I want to put my Christmas tree up. Last year I waited till the very last minute, I think. And I wasn't going to put it up, and then everybody was like, put it up, put it up, put it up in the vlog. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to put it up. This year I'm going to put it up earlier. Alex doesn't even care. He's like, if we didn't put a tree up or if we did put a tree up, he could care less. That's why we don't do a big tree anymore. Which I'm totally fine not doing a big tree, because like at Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, we're not even there. You know, we're at our families and stuff, so I don't really care about that. But it is nice to have a tree, like something, you know, that's lit up through the holidays I can have on. Back in the day, I can remember going to like my mom had all these friends that were like older women, you know, that like had been friends of my grandmas and stuff or whatever when my mom was, I don't know how she knew some of these women, honestly. One of them was a realtor with my aunt. She used to come to a lot of holidays, and the other one, I don't know how my mom knew her. She used to like crochet and knit us all kinds of stuff. She was really sweet. But anyway, I can remember like going to their apartments at Christmas time, and they would have like, you know, like a table like in the living room. and it would have like a 2-foot tree on it. And I can remember always thinking that was so sad. Like, you know, oh, they just have this kind of sad tree, you know? Like, I'll always have a big tree. Now look at me, we don't have a big tree anymore. But it's a lot of work to put up and take down, you know? And especially for us, because our basement stairs are kind of narrow, so to like get them up, it's like, it just is a lot of work. And, you know, I don't know that I really care, but I do want to have something up. And so, what was it, 2 Christmases ago? Tanya and I went and bought that Christmas tree. It wasn't last Christmas, it must have been the Christmas before. We were at Meijer, and we bought this Christmas tree, and it was the last one, so I just like took it down and put it in a box. I think I even vlogged about that night, or vlogged doing that or something, I can't remember. But anyway, so that's my little tree now, and I love it. And then my aunt left me all those, so she collected those Christopher Radko ornaments, those glass ornaments. They're like metal, you know what I'm talking about? They're beautiful. And so she split them up between Caroline and I and Caroline's other cousin on her dad's side. She split it between the 3 of us. And so I got like a 1/3 of them. So that's what I put on that little tree now, and it's perfect. And it's a tradition because it reminds me of my aunt. And last year I broke one of them. I couldn't believe it. It was like the biggest one too that I broke. They're beautiful. I love those. But that'll be something that, you know, whenever, if we move to Florida, or at, you know, Florida for Christmas time, that we can have that little tree and put it up and have ornaments on it and stuff. So that can be something that we just, you know, keep for the rest of our lives together. Little Pee-Pee was sitting right next to me while I was watching Pitch Perfect. I think he was real sleepy. I gotta talk to my cousin and find out what our plans are for Thanksgiving. If we're still going to, what is today, 13th? If we're still going to this restaurant for dinner, or if we're going to have it at our house. Not that it probably matters, but I need to find out the times so that we can coordinate it with Alex's family. I don't know how we did that last year. I know we went to Caroline's first, and then we went to theirs last, I think. Didn't we? I don't remember. I'm always ready to take a nap pretty soon after I eat, you know. Last year at Caroline's, they made all this stuff, and Caroline always like, she always forgets I'm a vegetarian, and then she'll say like, you're not eating anything, and I'm like, well, I can't because, you know, I'm a vegetarian and stuff. And she'll say, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you. And then I tell her the next time. This guy is like standing out on the road directing traffic or something. That's weird. He's got like one of those vests on, but it's 10 o'clock at night. If he's waiting for a semi or something. But anyway, she's like, why didn't you tell me? And then I tell her, and then she forgets again. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. I'll just eat whatever I can, which is usually cheese and crackers and hummus. Do you know what's so interesting about the whole vegetarian thing is? Like, if you go watch my videos from like the first, my HOA fees, mailing those, because if we get online and use whatever it is to pay it, they charge you $20 for this online service. I'm like, no ma'am, I will just send a check. So anyway, what was I gonna say? If you watch my vlogs the first couple years, I talked in there a lot about like, it would be like, I would be going into Thanksgiving and I'd be like, I really want stuffing. And if I get there, then I'll just eat the stuffing. And, you know, even if it's like chicken broth or it has like, you know, whatever, I'm just gonna eat the stuffing because I really want the stuffing. And, you know, maybe just for Thanksgiving, I won't be a vegetarian. And then I'll start again the next day. Do you guys remember that? Okay, well, I do. And I really struggled with it a lot. Or I would go on vacation and I would say, it's going to be really hard for me to go on vacation. Like I remember when we went to the Dominican Republic, when we went to Punta Cana, I was thinking, I said this, that, it's going to be really, really hard for me to be a vegetarian on this trip. And if I get there, I want to eat what I want to eat. And in fact, when we did get there, I kind of had this panic moment when we went to this restaurant because there was literally nothing on the menu. And then Alex spoke to the guy and was like, can you guys make a grilled cheese sandwich? And he was like, yeah, no problem. And the whole thing was real easy. And then every restaurant after that I had no problem at, And the thing is that has been really crazy is I don't feel like this hardcore activist about being a vegetarian. I feel like it's a life choice I made. I don't feel like it makes me 100 times healthier because I don't eat super healthy as a vegetarian. But I do feel like it's something small that I'm contributing to the world. And it does make me think about animals more. I think it was Jenna Marbles who said the reason that she changed to being a vegetarian was because she couldn't eat her pets, and that it made her think about animals in a different way. And I remember hearing that, and I think it was Jenna Marbles, but it was somebody like that who said that, and I just was like, oh my God, like, that was kind of the icing on the cake for me. And like I always say, I don't know, maybe one day I'll pick up again and start eating meat. But I don't really ever think about it anymore. Like, it was interesting, like, when Alex and I were going to do this Q&A while we were in Miami, and we just didn't end up having time to do it, so. And then we were like, when we did have time, we were both just wanting to relax, so I was like, we'll just do it next time. So anyway, but one of the questions I got a lot by people on there were like, what's a food you really miss? What's a food you really miss now that you have converted to being a vegetarian? I don't really miss anything. My options are limited when I go places. But I don't really sit there anymore and think to myself, like, I really miss this. Like, I have to have chicken nuggets. Or, like when we were on the beach in Miami, Alex got chicken fingers. And they were like the kind of chicken fingers that I really like. They look like, like battered and deep fried. I mean, like, which all chicken fingers are. But like, like when you're like they do it in a restaurant. They're not just like flat and microwavable. In fact, it used to be this joke because we would go places. I loved chicken fingers. I'm like this diehard chicken finger, eater back in the day. And I would say, are they like round? You know what I mean? Like lumpy kind of, or are they just flat? Because I hate the flat chicken fingers. And he even said, these are the kind of chicken fingers that you really like. And he goes, they're really good. And I was like, oh, really? But like, to be honest, like, I don't know that I could stomach a chicken finger. Like, I really don't know that I could sit there and eat a chicken finger I'm sure if I had to, I could. Do you know what I mean? But like, I don't know, like, consciously that I could sit there. Like, it's kind of reminds me of the story of, like, the chicken salad when I was at Patashi that one time. I've shared that story on here before, that it was real gamey, and I just was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. So, I don't know. It's interesting. But I don't really think about it anymore. Like when I was at Trader Joe's today, I was looking, there was a sandwich there that I used to love. It's called the Turkey Gobbler. So if you have a Trader Joe's, it's actually a really good sandwich. And I think it's like Havarti cheese, and it's a wrap. And it's turkey, but it's like thick turkey, like from like, Thanksgiving Day turkey. And then it has like stuffing and cranberries in it. It's really, I think it might have cream cheese in it too. It's really good. And I was sitting there and I was looking at it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they still have it. I used to get it when I worked in treatment, and that was, 11 years ago. Before that, because that wasn't like, I'm coming up on, is it 12 years since I've been gone? I'm coming up on 12 years having been gone. And so, it would have been longer than that, 15 years ago, that I was eating Trader Joe's and stuff there, And they still have that sandwich there, which is crazy to me. But I was like sitting there looking at it, and then they had like some chili and stuff, and like they had this like beef stock chili, and I just had like Angus beef chili, and I just like the whole sound of it to me was just like, ugh. I was like, like I'm not, that doesn't sound appetizing to me at all. And so, it's kind of funny, like that, like slowly over time, I've just kind of come out of this being a meat eater thing. Like, I don't think about it anymore. I'm very, very conscious of it, though. I think probably 10 times more now than I was at the beginning. When we go to restaurants, like if I order like a grilled cheese sandwich and fries, like I wouldn't say like, okay, so I'm a vegetarian, right? Like I wouldn't say that. But like, let's say if I ordered like a salad, right? And it was like some salad I had never heard of before. And do you know what I mean? Like if you like Cheesecake Factory has like a bunch of different kinds of salads. And I would say to them, like at the end, like, I'm a vegetarian, so there's no meat in this, correct? No, there's no meat. Like, are you sure? Because I'm a vegetarian. Yes, we're sure. There's no meat in any of this. I always say that, you know? It's like whenever I, you know, like if we go somewhere and I'm getting like a Diet Coke or something like that, you know, I always, like if it's at a bar, I always make sure, because people look at me and they'll be like, just a Diet Coke. Like, I get that all the time if we go somewhere. And I'm like, well, when we went to Twist this weekend in Miami, like I went to go get us more drinks, and like Alex was like standing there at the end of the bar, and I like walked over there, and so Alex came back over and he was like, doing another Diet Coke, and I was like, yeah. And so he was like, so he looked at the bartender, and the bartender, like, and Alex ordered a drink, and then he looked at me and he goes, what do you want? And I go, another Diet Coke. And the guy goes, just a Diet Coke. And I go, yeah, just a Diet Coke. And like, you have to say that sometimes because like they're surprised, you know what I mean? And so you have to be careful of it. Or they sometimes think they misheard you. Like, you'll say, like, it sounds like a Jack and Coke or a rum and Coke, just a Coke, you know? So you have to be careful. By and large, though, when I go, a lot of times when I go to, or often, a lot of times, when I go to restaurants and I talk about being a vegetarian, I would say probably 60% of the time our server is a vegetarian too. And so they'll always like, which is always interesting to me, but they'll always like point out things that I could get on the menu. And they'll be like, oh, you should try this, you should try that, you won't like this, trust me, you know, whatever. So I like that they do that. Now, I will tell you that my wrap sandwich tonight sucked. It completely fell apart. I don't know what was going on with like the tortilla wrap thing. Completely fell apart. And the hummus was good, but there was one kind of hummus that there was like so much more than the other two, and the other two were the kind of hummus that I liked. The cilantro I liked, and then the jalapeno I liked, and it was just the basic hummus that there was a lot of. The chips were fantastic. The apple cider was good. The cookies, of course, were delicious. They have those at Whole Foods too, those Lacey's. I love those. And but I just eat too many of them when I sit there and eat them. And then what else did I have? Oh, the soup. The soup was really good. I saved some of that. And a couple cookies and half my sandwich for when I come home tonight in case I want to eat something. I'm gonna miss you when I'm gone. I have that song from Pitch Perfect in my head. I was like sitting here and I was like, okay, what was I just talking about? And I don't remember. I was just like rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling. And I don't remember anything that I was just talking about like 5 minutes ago. You guys, I literally have just lost my mind. I was talking about being a vegetarian. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Like the tree, like the snow on the pine trees is like, you know, like when it looks like it's flocked. This means spray and flock is what that means. That's me charading that. But like the trees, like the pine trees, look like they've been flocked, like the edges of them. I mean, you guys, it is weird, okay? It is November 13th. Like, well, this is what's funny is I was telling my dad, or I was telling Alex this about my dad, that when I was a little kid, I used to say to my dad grew up in, my dad grew up in northern Indiana, and if you've ever seen the movie A Christmas Story, my dad swears that movie is just like, it takes place in like the same town that he grew up in, supposedly too. It was northern Indiana is where that movie takes place, and so of course my dad grew up in northern Indiana. So, he had a Red Ryder BB gun and everything. So, when, I was younger and I wanted to know if it was going to snow, I would say to my dad, like, do you think that we're going to get any snow, anytime soon? And he'd say, I don't know. And he'd say, when I was younger, he'd say that now my dad is so anti-hunting. This is so interesting because my dad is just like anti-hunting all the way. And animals and souls and all that. He believes almost identically in what I believe in. But he'd say, when deer season, hunting season would start, there was always like a foot of snow on the ground. And he'd say, and I think the hunting season starts November 12th, which is interesting, I look back on that. So this would have been nothing in northern Indiana back then. But in central Indiana, the fact that we get a lot of snow and Arctic temperatures, that's what they said on the news. They called it Arctic temperatures. It's not just me making it up. But that we got it this early in the year is kind of crazy. In all honesty, I wish it would stay like 20, 30 and that we would just keep snow on the ground till Christmas. I would be completely fine with that. I had my personal training appointment today at the same time it like coincided with the viewing and stuff, and I totally forgot to text her and be like, I can't come because I have this viewing to go to. And so they send like these reminders of like the exercises you're supposed to be working on that week and all this kind of stuff, which of course I never do. And which is why I'm still struggling with my weight and all that kind of stuff. And I told her, I said, when I get back, I told her last week, when I get back from Miami, like, I'm getting serious. And she was, it was at the end, I didn't know that. And she was like, okay. And, then I came back and I completely spaced that I had this appointment with her today. Think about it. Which is weird because I keep lists of everything that I have to do throughout the entire week. Like, all the things that I have to do. So. You gonna miss me when you're gone. I think it would have been fun to be in an a cappella group. I would never have auditioned for it, ever. I didn't want to be part of anything. I was part of, was in orchestra in high school. I played violin since like 6th grade. Little unknown fact about Peter. I was horrible at it. And I just stayed in it because of all of my friends that were in it. And like two of my really close friends in high school were in orchestra with me. And one played clarinet, and the other one was percussion. And the three of us were super, super tight. And our senior year, we went to Disney World because our orchestra played at Disney World and some other things. I'm not gonna drive through here. Now I'm gonna head on home so that I'm gonna turn around and head on home so I can change and pick up Miss Valerini. You guys want to know that I'm right now currently in sweat shorts and Birkenstock sandals. You think I'm lying? I'm not. I'm like, okay, hope I don't have to get out of the car. So anyway, I call Valerie Valerini. But like, I haven't thought about that in a long time. We had such a great trip, and I remember I was so close with my girlfriends. You know, they'd stay over at my house and stuff like that. And our parents didn't care, I think, because everybody probably knew Peter was gay, except for Peter wasn't willing to come out and talk about those things at that point yet. So anyway, we threw a fit about wanting to be in a room together. And of course, no school was going to approve that in 1990, or we went for spring break, right? No school was going to approve that in 1990, that, you know, like a guy stay in a room with two girls. So I ended up having to like stay in a room with these guys, these three guys, who, like, we were all in orchestra, let's just be for real, okay? We were all nerdy as hell. It wasn't like, you know, we just were all, that's just different, you know? And I remember this guy in my room, who I don't even remember what he played now. I'm like looking back on it. He was such an asshole. And he was like, okay, there was like, so there would be like three people in a room, right? And there was like a queen bed, and then there was like a twin bed. I don't even know why at this hotel that we stayed at. It's the stupidest setup in the world. But anyway, or maybe there were like two like double beds or something. I can't remember. But he was like, okay, he gets this bed and he gets this bed and you get to sleep on the floor. And I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, and I did kind of fight back a little. I think he was like a junior and I was a senior. And he was like, yeah, you're going to sleep on the floor because you're not going to sleep in the bed with either one of us. I said, well, why don't you two sleep in a bed together and share a bed, and I'll sleep in this bed over here by myself? And he was like, because he didn't want to be in a bed with me because I was gay. See, like, that's what it was, right? This is the kind of shit I dealt with all the time, okay? But this was like nothing big deal because this was somebody that I knew because we had played an orchestra together for years, right? I don't even remember who it was, but I can see him in my head. I just don't have a name to put to it. I can see him in my head, though. And so he was like, no, you're just going to sleep on the floor between this bed and the bathroom. That way, if anybody comes in here, they won't see that you're sleeping on the floor. So first of all, I'm supposed to sleep on the floor, then I'm going to keep it a secret, okay? No, I went and slept in my girlfriend's room. That's what I did. And we stayed up at night, and we went on the patio, there was a playground outside this. We were at this hotel for like 7 days. It was like this junky hotel in Orlando. And there was like this playground, and at night we would go down there, the three of us, and we would swing and smoke clove cigarettes. And this one girl would come out every single night. And she'd say, I'm gonna tell on you guys for smoking those cigarettes. Those are drugs. You're not supposed to be smoking those cigarettes. We're like, they're clove cigarettes, okay? They're hardly drugs, but you go tell on us if you need to. She's like, no, I'm going to though. And we're like, okay, you go tell on us. She just wanted to be part of our group. But we did end up having fun. It was like one of the most included times I ever felt in high school because I ended up becoming friends. You know, it was very Breakfast Club. It was very, very Breakfast Club. So my two girlfriends and I, we ended up becoming friends with this girl that she played bass and like stand-up bass. And she was in my grade, and she kind of had a spring break romance with this guy that was a sophomore. I remember they were like in love on the bus because we had to take these buses everywhere, right? It's like a bus to Orlando, Florida. Can you imagine that? It was really a nice bus, so actually. And then and then there was another girl. Oh my God, you know what is so funny? I just remembered. Oh my God, this is so crazy. This other guy that was like part of that group, I don't know how I just remembered this. What did he play in orchestra? But he's kind of like a political bigwig around here. And people are always like, your name always comes up with him whenever I talk to him. And I'm like, really? And he's like, and they're always like, yeah, like he always asks, like, oh, you know, do you know Peter Monn? And our lockers were right next to each other, literally from like 6th grade and he was totally, totally nice to me. From like 6th grade through our senior year in high school. And, but we were also in orchestra together. I don't remember what he played, but I can see him in my head. And it's because it was like 6 of us in this group and 6 or 7 of us. And we all like, because every day we would play at Disney, and then we got to like go to Epcot and go wherever we wanted to go. We got these wristbands. We could go, you know, wherever we wanted to go. And so all of us hung out together, and we became really, really close. And that's what I meant by the Breakfast Club thing. And it's like, you know, what happens is like you become really, really close in like, you know, like a short period of time. But then I remember when we came back, it was kind of like, I mean, it was super intense. I remember we got really close on the way down on this bus because it was like, there were like 3 buses and all of us sat in the back. It was like, these were like nice, like Greyhound buses. They weren't like, you know, like school buses, but all 3 of us like sat in like the back 3 rows, or all 6 or 7 of us sat in like the back 3 rows. on the way down there, and we all got like really close and had all these like inside jokes and inside stories and all this kind of, you know, inside jokes, how it all goes. And then, I don't know how I'm remembering all of this. I remember like we used to put like toilet paper in our nose because people would go in there and use the bathroom, and so like they would come out and we would all have just like toilet paper. We would like string it from our nose behind our ears and stuff like that. Stupid, just stupid stuff. But you know what? It was like my one time in high school that I actually got to be part of something and fit in, and it was just, I had a group, you know, it was nice. I never had that. I never had organized sports. I never had any of that kind of stuff. So anyway, that orchestra teacher was so nice too. I sucked in orchestra. I was so bad. I never practiced my instrument. I was second violin, not second chair. I was like second section violin, last seat. No lie, and never even knew half the music that we played. And he was just such an awesome guy. And I remember he always, every semester, gave me a B. Every semester he gave me a B, no matter what. He was so nice to me. He was so nice to me. And I know he left there and he ended up doing something kind of like a big deal for the state for music stuff. But anyway, yeah, I wonder what happened to that guy. Well, I mean, I know what happened to him, but I wonder what instrument he played. That's so crazy. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. I shouldn't have gone this way. I should have just gone straight. That trip was fun though. I have like a bunch of, you know, I have like every picture that I've ever taken in a camera, which I haven't taken any pictures in cameras in 10 plus years. They're all in a huge box. Like, I mean, this thick or this deep and like probably 3 feet long in this huge box in the basement, like plastic container down there. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all these pictures. I'm like, I should just probably throw them all out. I mean, obviously I'm not going to throw them out, but it's like, I don't know why I have all these pictures. I don't know what I need them for, you know? I think part of it sometimes like is, you know, like I don't have any siblings, and Caroline and I went to different high schools. So we don't have the same experience, and my mom's not around, and my dad, I mean, he knew my friend's name. If I would say to him, like, you know, something about one of my friends from high school, he would know, but like who they were and whatever, but like he didn't have like the stories and the attachments that my mom did to that stuff. So I'm kind of sometimes afraid to throw that stuff out, because I'm like, if I throw it out, then where's my history? But other than me, who really cares about that? We don't have kids. You know, my nephews aren't going to care about that stuff. Why would they, you know? Kind of sad when the stuff you've held on to all your life really has no purpose. And then you wake up one day and you're like, why am I holding on to all this stuff? It's just stuff. And I may never even look through it again. And yet you can't, like, throw it away. And it's weird, you know? It's like, you know it. It's not like hoarding stuff, because it's like, I mean, if you saw some of this stuff down there, it's very organized. But at the same time, it's like, I was thinking about this the other day. It's like, with my CDs that I have no CD player to play it in. I have one place in the entire house that we can play CDs. Is this record player that Alex gave me. And I don't think I've ever played a CD in the record player. So I have boxes upon boxes upon boxes of CDs, okay? And these huge plastic containers. I don't know why I'm keeping them. I can't play them, right? But yet I keep them for God knows what reason. I've spent so much money on these CDs through the years, and I just keep them. I don't know why. Even if I listen to one CD every day for the rest of my life, I mean, let's just be for real, I don't think I could probably get through these CDs again. Oh, better yet, I have bags of mixtapes down there and audio cassettes. Where can I can't listen to those. Because I truly don't have anywhere to listen to those except for this one, like, old-time radio that my mom got me for Christmas one year down there. But, like, I wouldn't listen to that, you know? So it's like, I don't know why I'm holding on to those. At least the vinyl albums, the records. I mean, I got a record player that I can play them on, you know? And then if I want a song, if I'm reminded of a song, I just buy it. I just download it. So it's like, there's no reason to even have any of that. And I can't tell you the last time I went through those CDs. I just need to go through and get rid of all of it. And then there's also the part of me that's like, well, what if it's all worth something? I have like New Order Substance, which is like a double disc CD. Like, I don't even think you can get that anymore. I don't know. It's hard to get rid of stuff sometimes. I either have like days where I can go down there and just get rid of everything, or it's like nothing, and I just stand there and look at it. Like, I still have all those books and boxes down there. The clothes from the closet, now I did get rid of that stuff. And now I'm just like getting rid of it as I clean it up. I have like 2.5 bags out in the hallway right now that I gotta take. Well, the half bag I'm gonna fill up with the stuff that's in the closet. I went through a rack and a half of t-shirts today. So then I have to go through just my sweaters and shirts on the bottom row. And then when I'm done with that, I have gone through my entire closet. Everything's done. And then I have to go back through my pants and through the sweatshirts again that I saved, because I saved a certain amount of pants and sweatshirts, and I'm like, I know a lot of this stuff I'm going to go through I'm not going to want. So I'm going to go through there, and I'm going to weed through there again. And then I gotta put all the stuff in my closet. The stuff in the closet that Alex has been asking me to put in there for like 2 months now. I've got to put all that stuff in there. I actually have like one shelf that I'm gonna use for like my hats, my fanny packs and stuff like that. I'm really excited about that because I haven't really had any place to put them up until now. So I think I'm gonna use that. And then I'm gonna go to the Container Company or Container Store, and I'm gonna get a shoe rack because I now have gotten rid of enough shoes and just saved the ones I like, and they're underneath my shirts. So there's a lot of room there. Well, my running shoes and sneakers are over to the right, but there's a lot of room for shoes now, so I can get those shoe rack things, and then my shoes will fit in there perfectly. And yeah, and then we're getting that carpet ripped up when we get new carpeting in the spring. I almost don't even know that I can wait till the spring to get new carpeting. But in the spring when we get new carpeting, and then in there I think we're gonna get hardwoods in there. We should have got hardwoods in there originally. I don't know why we didn't. But anyway, the closet's coming along. I can't believe I've almost got it done. I can't believe it took this long, and I can't believe I've almost got it done. I just stand there to look at it sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. But there's not really a whole lot that I can wear in there because I'm still so heavy. So time to get on track with all that. Next weekend, is next weekend Thanksgiving? Next weekend's not Thanksgiving, is it? Next Thursday? We vote. What time is it? No, we've got 2 weeks till Thanksgiving. Next week, or this weekend, is Alex's he has a holiday party this weekend that we have to go to for one of his work things. He has like 3 holiday parties we have to go to every year. One I think they might be doing for lunch, so I won't be going to that one. And then the other one's like a cocktail party kind of thing. And this is like a bigger, like a holiday party. People have holiday parties like earlier and earlier in the year every year, don't they? It's so crazy. Well, listen, you guys, I am almost home, so I'm going to get off here and change so that I can pick up Valerini. And, yeah, and then I'm going to head on up to the casino, and so hopefully we'll have won lots of money tonight. And I'm just happy to get her out of the house. I feel bad for her. She's been stuck up in there. She's been stuck at her house for weeks now, and her boyfriend's been really nice and helped her, like, you know, get around and do stuff and whatever. But he doesn't love the casino, so I told her I would take her up to the casino. I'm excited to see her. I'm excited to just kind of hang out on the way up there and talk and listen to Christmas music and get some coffee. It'll be real fun. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here now. I hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. Unless you have other plans, but like I always say, do not have other plans. Enjoy your day, make the most of it. Today was, I think it was National Kindness Day today or something like that. So let's all of us do one random act of kindness tomorrow. Do something, you know, today that you're gonna be proud of 5 years down the road. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Life is not a dress rehearsal. So do something today that you'll look back at and be like, today was a good day. I'm glad I did that. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Look in the mirror, make sure that you look in the mirror every single day and you say, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, you are worthy. Do positive affirmations and look at yourself in the mirror, and trust me, it makes a difference. It really, really makes a difference. And believe those things in your heart. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how important they are to you. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It really means the world to me. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Love ya, love ya, love ya.